Well, I talked about the movies Illumination rescheduled the other day. Today, let's talk about Disney. Hey everybody, Flippin' Bobby here. So yes, we're gonna be talking about the movies Disney has rescheduled due to concerns of the coronavirus. And holy crap, there are so many movies, so many that I'm not gonna be able to talk about every single one in this video. If I do, this video would turn into a crazy instruction manual and I would sound incredibly robotic. So I'll talk about, in particular, the ones that I have covered quite a bit here on this YouTube channel. So we know a while back that Mulan was one of the first movies we heard about that got delayed. That movie will now open on July 24th, but I believe as a result of that, the Jungle Cruise movie was supposed to open right around that time, but it is now being pushed all the way to summer 2021. And you might remember Ryan Reynolds' Free Guy movie about the side character that becomes the main character of a video game. I did a trailer reaction of that movie a while back. Well, now that movie is being moved from July 3rd to December 11th. In other news, Kenneth Branagh's Artemis Fowl movie is going straight to Disney Plus. And interestingly, some of the projects under Disney's umbrellas aren't moving release dates, in particular movies like West Side Story, Soul, and The Last Duel. These are only just some of the movies that got rescheduled. If you check out the Deadline and THR stories down below, they go into even more detail. Specifically, the Marvel movies had to have sort of this game of musical chairs where they basically had to take over each other's release dates and things. So if you want to see even more movies that got rescheduled, I highly suggest taking a look at the links down below in the description. So I'll be honest, when I did the Illumination video the other day, I was kind of thinking, maybe the movies that have yet to come out, they're all going to be moved to to months down the line, especially with things like how it is a way of protecting audiences and a lot of productions can't be finished. Minions: The Rise of Gru in particular was delayed because the movie itself cannot be finished because the at least because Illumination's MacGuff studio in Paris had to be closed in order to stop the spread of the coronavirus. So I was thinking maybe we won't. I was basically kind of in the mindset of maybe a lot of these movies will just be put months down the line to a point where we hope that the coronavirus won't be as big an issue. So it was kind of surprising to me to still see movies like Soul still it'll come out during the summer. But a viewer of or who watched the Illumination in video, and I thank you for bringing this up. This viewer pointed out that the reason in why these studios are holding on to summer release dates or still releasing movies in the summer is because they're making bets that maybe this is a good time to release movies. Maybe by then the coronavirus situation will at least cool down enough to a point where it'll be a lot safer for audiences to go out and see these movies. And yeah, actually, when I was reading this person's comment, it actually really dawned on me that hey, that's a really good point. And I'm something that really comes out of the coronavirus situation, I think, is that I would say a highly unusual or even borderline unprecedented situation for the movie industry. You look at all these summer releases that were planned to come out in 2020, and then the pandemic comes and it just completely shifts the plans of all sorts of companies, not just movie studios, but I imagine this is completely shifting all sorts of companies alongside movie studios. So what I think is going on now is we're hearing the news that movies like the Mulan remake still have a summer release date. Now, will it definitely no longer be the big issue it is by July 24th? It still kind of remains to be seen, but I feel like what the studios are doing, in particular, since we're talking about Disney in this video, is that they want to have some kind of plan so that right when the coronavirus pandemic um, subsides, whenever that they may be, they'll still have enough movies coming out around that time so that, let's say, a few months down the line, if they were completely empty, they wouldn't be able to make much money, if at all, from any movies if they had nothing on their plate for whenever the coronavirus situation subsides. So that's why I think we're seeing movies like Soul keep its summer release date. I think this is why the Mulan remake is now set to come out in July. So So again, it doesn't necessarily mean that the pandemic is going to be over by then. I think for now it just means that Disney is having a plan in place just in case things get better. But even so, we're still seeing that even with, some of these movies getting new release dates, it means movies that had originally taken its place, like how the Jungle Cruise movie was supposed to be coming out around the same time the Mulan remake was. I think the issue would have been if Disney released both Jungle Cruise and the Mulan remake like at the exact same time, then it would be extremely very cannibalistic business practice for Disney, because you have two movies that could potentially make a lot of money for Disney, really expensive movies at that, clashing over at the box office, and so they will be taking away from each other's potential profit. So I think that's why. I mean, yes, it's kind of sad that Jungle Cruise it's moving all the way to 2021, much like what's going on with Minions, but it's for the sake of Disney, so that both movies don't clash at the box office, and it's a way for them to get the most out of both of their movies. So I think that's why we're seeing a lot of these release date changings, where this movie is moving to this date, but because of that we have to move the movie we planned for this date to another. Again, that's even more prevalent in the Marvel release calendar that you can see in the THR and Deadline stories down below in the description. So I do hope that these release dates do stick. I do definitely want to go out to the movie theaters again. As much as I don't mind watching movies digitally, like with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, I bought it on iTunes, for instance. When I reviewed Toy Story 4, I actually watched it on Disney Plus. At the same time, it's still a lot of fun going out to the movies. Like in my case, me and my friends, Steven and Gabby, you've seen them in my videos before, we often go out to eat dinner, or we go out to lunch, and then we go see the movies. It's still a lot of fun being in a theater with the big screen, hanging out with friends, and the sound is definitely much louder and clearer than anything I've got at my own house. So I do hope that sooner than later it will be a lot safer to go out to the movie theaters to see them. I've said in many of my previous videos before, I understand why we have to stay at home to keep ourselves safe from the coronavirus. I certainly don't want to catch it. I actually recently just got a new job, and that's going to start remotely on Monday, and I'm excited for that position, but I'm just gonna have to do that job on the computer. So we'll see if these release dates stick. I mean, it's not really clear when exactly the coronavirus pandemic will end per se, but I do hope that things start running smoothly in here. And just to be really honest, being stuck at home, just the idea of being stuck at home, honestly, is kind of depressing to me from my personal experience. So let me know what you think of these new release dates down below in the comments. Are you excited for any of the movies that I talked about here in this video? Leave all those thoughts down below. Until next time, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thank you all for watching. Hi everyone, thanks for watching this Blood Moon Bobby video. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos, and ring the bell to be notified about my latest uploads. Don't forget to follow me on social media for my latest opinions and video updates. I hope to see you next time.